Hey everyone, welcome specifically my Canadian audience today to your elections. I'll tell you the truth. I'm not a big guy for elections, and the only time I have actually elected as an adult that's allowed to elect legally has been when there's been a pressure point. So normally, if things are okay and not going down the drain or getting harder for people, I don't want to talk about people in terms of how we view ourselves. People are people. Shout out to Depeche Mode, right? Who didn't they get singing their song back in the day? But it's very, very true. So, with that said, I mean, I see that a lot of people are really getting behind the vote this year, especially in Canada. I'm not really big on politics by any means, but if we were just to study just patterns, some very, very clear observances, some things I've noticed is that it's not been getting better for people on a daily basis in Canada. It gets harder, especially with the cost of living. And I really can't speak in those economical ways and really get into those details that a lot of people are good at. I just can get a sense of the wave, the frequency of what's going on. We're all Canadians after all, and it's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of peace in our hearts to just do what we have to do, to make a living for ourselves and our families too, to have their shelter, clothes, and food on the table. So while that's getting challenging, we're seeing credit card debts going up and all those things. And again, we have a huge responsibility to that. Certainly doesn't help when interest rates go up and things cost more. It makes it really much more of a challenge to even pay off debts, doesn't it? So it doesn't mean that when a new government comes in, it changes your debt situation. I mean, maybe we will and could look forward to maybe seeing better interest rates that are make it easier, a lower cost in goods and services, and it's hard to determine what a business can do in terms of wages, but if we can lower the cost of everything else except wages, then we could see a balance coming in. So I speak always by and large, no specific details. Now, just speaking about the candidates that are involved, I think personally, and I could be wrong, but it's really only weighing out between Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre. I'll do my best to always say his last name correctly, but just to pull out those two, I don't think Jasmeet Singh has any bearing on these elections at all. But he's doing his work as a politician, and for a slight second, I thought, is it easier because you get paid more, or you get this? I don't know if it's fool's gold if you really get it, but imagine getting like a retirement payment every year. Again, I heard this about what politicians get earlier on in my years. Even in high school, they taught that, or I heard of that. But it's okay. It's okay. You're doing something big for the country. I can't do that job, and it's a huge responsibility. But I don't want to get lost in all of those fields. I just want to get back to the two people involved. I don't know how else to put it to you, but on observational facts alone, Mark Carney had to resign as a finance guy for Canada under the Justin Trudeau watch. And I think I could be wrong, but it seemed like it was a cover up for something. Again, allegedly, it seems like it was a cover up for something. But, when things go wrong, people resign, right? So I don't want to point the finger like there was any criminal activity. I really, really don't know. I just know the association doesn't help, right? It just doesn't help. And then there's the association to the WEF. Again, Klaus Schwab, whatever. We all know that guy, him and his face and all of that. And these are a group of people I don't think that have credit card debts. I think they define how people are going to get credit card debts. Again, I'm not one of these people, so I don't know what they're looking at and how they are thinking. But you have groups like the WEF, and Mark Carney has this association to it. And I don't even weigh in on American politics. It just seems like they're always divided. But Trump seemed to have brought in a better air of hope, and that's not a bad thing. It's not. It just gives people some juice to get up and do their thing. Again, looking after they're on their own right now themselves and or their loved ones. And if you have a family, you've got to look after your kids and all, right? So I don't want to hurt anybody by taking a side. I'm not really taking one, but I can just jump in into onto the Pierre Polyev. The only great thing I can say about that is it's just time. We're all voting now. I think a lot more people than ever have really decided to vote. And that's just because the trend, the wave of things have just not been good. It's been getting worse. I think we're neighbors more than we're protesters. And I think I want us to get back to our neighborly roots with one another. I'm telling you, I don't even think it. I want that. I mean, remember, I know that we have a whole world of people, and that's a beautiful thing. And there are struggles going off in different regions of the world, but your neighbor's your neighbor. They're right here beside you. Be good to them, whoever you are. It doesn't matter what you think you are. Just be good to your neighbor. And on that note, I think we need to see a change, and I'm happy to see Canadians are getting out to vote. Again, I'm being very specific here. Whatever I may have said in relation to Mark Carney, those could all be really under the umbrella of allegedly. It just, again, it's that association that makes could make some nervous. And even if he's got the gold, and I only really know him as being top notch in his field, but even if he's got the gold, those associations don't help, especially when we've been going through what we've been going through under that party for as long as we have. So I think a lot of people are surprisingly interested in see what could the future look like under new leadership. Hard to say how it'll fall out because there's even that element of like even when the votes are finally decided, if you lose, you feel like something was off, but it doesn't always have to be a conspiracy. It could just be real facts and numbers. So I'm not going to get into all of that. You guys know what you're doing. The only thing we could really say to each other to support one another is just vote. It means something to change our lives around. And if we've been doing something one way under one leadership, again, I'm not blaming the person. It's a tough job to be a leader of a country. But I would say, maybe we just need a change, and that's all it is. And no disrespect to any parties or persons. Be well always. I hope your days to come are good. Peace and love. Be good to your neighbors. Please, please, please. Protesting is not being good to your neighbor. And I get it. We all have feelings, but I'm just saying be good to your neighbor. Your neighbors are here right beside you. And if there was, God forbid, any kind of chaos at your door, I'm sure your neighbor would be the first to come to you, even if you have some great family and loved ones overseas, wherever they may be. Again, you know me. I'm coming from a place of people are people. Love you all. Have a great day, okay? It's beautiful outside. Go and get some of that vitamin D from the sun. I don't know. It's just nice to be out, and wherever you are, remember, tomorrow's the big voting day. If you haven't, really, really consider it, especially if you're Canadian. Peace and love, folks. Take care.